guys, my name is Bhavya and today Audit Tomos will be presenting the first session on exchange program policies. The deliverables of an exchange. Why exchange? What should an exchange contain and what it should not contain? So the first thing is intercultural competencies. I think it is very self-explanatory. You should have the cultural knowledge of your country and the destination country. The leadership skills. An exchange should provide you an opportunity to develop leadership skills, which is the aim of ISEC, to create leaders. Awareness and knowledge of issues prevailing around the world and your home country and the destination country. So an ISECer means that is a person who is a global citizen. He needs to have information all around the world so that by working on that information they can create impact in society. Must not aim to provide an opportunity to earn money. ISEC exchanges are not to earn money but to have that leadership experience, that cross-cultural experience. It is not a holiday for sure. Permanent career placement. So ISEC is not a way through which you can get your career in place. Basically you are not looking for a permanent job through a ISEC program. Permanent residence in the hosting entity. So you are not, your aim is not to settle in the destination country. EP criteria. To qualify as a EP, a person must be at the latest within 2 years after obtaining last tertiary degree and at the age of 30 or under. So to explain this in short term, like if you are a graduate, you can go for an exchange within the 2 years, or if you are a postgraduate, so you can only go for an exchange within 2 years of completing your final degree. Be at the latest within 3 years after completing full-time ISEC term at the age of 30 or under. But if suppose after graduation you couldn't go for an exchange because you were having a full-term ISEC experience, an ISEC term, so then you can go for an exchange within the 3 years of after completing your ISEC term. Maybe if you are an LCP, you finish your term and after that within 3 years you can go for an exchange, but you should be 30 years or under. An individual cannot be an exchange participant if he has never been enrolled in any educational institution. If he hasn't had any education at all, he is not eligible for an exchange program with ISEC. Does not have the capacity to enter into a legal contract. So ISEC contains a lot of legal formalities that needs to be done before he can come for an exchange or go for an exchange. So he should be the legal age, minimum legal age, and have all the legal capacities to enter into contracts. And if he has previously violated any XPP term, any XPP clause, he cannot go for an exchange next time. OP criteria. So first of all, what is OP? OP is the opportunity provider. So maybe a company or NGO. So it should be a registered company and it should support ISEC's values. And it should provide an adequate working environment so that basically the basic working conditions should be fine. The working area should be spaced, neat and clean, just the normal basic working conditions you need. Let's move on to break match policies. I think this is one of the most important parts where which we don't know much about. So please pay attention at this. EP can break the match if the documents are not sent by the home entity within 2 weeks. So we should always make sure that if we have a match in place, to get it on system and send all the documents within 2 weeks to officiate the match, or else the match can be broken by the EP without any consequences. But he is eligible to break the match. Emergency situation with proof. If there is any family situation, mostly a family situation, or if the EP falls sick and it creates a dangerous situation for his health, then he can break the match. And in case of war, unstable political environment, civil war like situation, so if the political scenario, the economic scenario is not suitable in the destination country, the EP can break the match. So OP can break a match when a company can break a match. So if the EP falsifies the information, if the EP has mentioned some education qualifications which is not true, or some work experience or he earlier had said that he can speak certain number of languages at such a proficient level, but if he fails to deliver and if the information is false, then the company is liable to break the match. And within the labor laws of the company, so this is somewhat a technical thing. If the destination's country laws allow to do such a thing, the company can do that. Break realization policies. Sorry for the error. EP can break a realization if documentation is very important. It should be provided within 2 weeks. Does not get compensated by the company for consecutive 2 months. So, and if the JD differs, then also the EP is liable to break the realization. Sexual harassment at work. So if the working conditions are not proper and he or she is facing sexual harassments in the company itself, then also he can break the match. Inadequate working environment. I think that's self-explanatory. Let's move on. See, so when the company can break a realization, the EP is breaking any law of the country. Like, any law means not only pertain to the company if it affects the company or no, but if he is breaking any law which is mentioned in the constitution of the country, the company is liable, is authorized to break the realization match. Does not conform with the internal rules and regulations of the company. So first of all, the company needs to inform the EP what are all the rules and regulations, and even if after being warned, the EP does not conform to the rules and regulations, then the company can break the realization. And now let's come to the reimbursements part. Who is responsible for what? The sending entity is responsible for a few things, and the host entity is responsible for a few things. So first violation is no lead session for EP. So when EP registers for an exchange in your home country where you are coming from, and if there is no lead session given to you, so the EP is liable to get full EP fee reimbursement, and the responsible person is obviously the sending entity. EP over 30 years of age, or maybe coming after completing, like after 2 years of graduation, not within 2 years of graduation. So the TN fees, the fees paid to the company, and if the EP lied, the EP is liable, and if the sending entity knew, so then the sending entity is responsible. EP has lived in destination country for more than 2 years in the past 10 years. So basically, to put it in simple terms, that the EP here becomes a resident of the country, the destination country. So it contains all the income tax regulation act. So based on that, this clause has been put in. So the action is that 3 new EPs have to be sent to the home entity. The 3 options should be given, and the home entity can select any one, and the responsible is the sending entity. EP has not lived in the country which they were raised for more than 6 weeks. So maybe an intern came here, he stayed here for 3 weeks, say India, for an exchange program, and then you rematch them to another exchange program or project in some other country before 6 weeks of his stay in this country. So then you have to put the EP in the right country from where he should have been raised, like in this case the home country which he initially came from. And the next one is EP provided false information. So first of all, the 3 new EPs should be sent to the home entity to give them a choice to select, and even if they don't find any suitable candidate, then the TN fee should be given by the selling entity. And not getting salary. So basically, if EP is not getting salary, all the payment should be made, and the responsible person is the company, the TN taker. And if the company is not communicated about it, then the home entity is responsible. Different salary from what was agreed. So the action is pay the difference. If the EP is getting more salary than what was agreed, so the EP has to return it to the home entity. And if the home entity, if the company is paying less, then the home entity has to compensate for it. Having wrong type of visa. So when you provide the information to an EP, if you have provided the correct information and the EP has applied for a wrong visa, then you are not liable for that. But if you have provided wrong information to the EP about a visa which he needs to apply for, then the home entity is responsible for it. Accommodation not provided. So in that, I'll keep it short from now on. in accommodation provided, you have to pay all the fees he incurred in the accommodation, the home entity. Same way goes with food. If food is not provided, all the meals, the expenses for all the meals has to be provided to the EP by the home entity. The next one is if JD is not correct, so then the EP fees and the travelling cost both has to be reimbursed by the home entity. EP came to home entity and the internship was cancelled. So if an internship is cancelled, his travel expenses, whatever expenses he did, and even his visa fees has to be reimbursed by the home entity. The job description does not fit more than 50%. So the travel cost, same, the travel cost, the EP fees, the visa costs, and fines if any. And exchange less than 6 weeks. If the exchange finishes in less than 6 weeks, then the travel cost, the EP fees, the visa cost, and any other cost the EP had, basically the overall cost he incurred in coming to the destination country, that is also borne by the home entity. Yeah, so I think that will be all for today, and let's hope to see you in the next session. So thank you.